The Rams were one of 4 teams to beat the Bucs during Tampa Bay's championship season. LA now looks to challenge the throne. Next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Los Angeles Rams. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they enter play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, you should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet, and both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in Week 3. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by the 3rd overall pick in April's draft, the rookie from North Dakota State, Trey Lance.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that, and they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down now. Throwing now is Lance. He'll find his man, Laviska Shenault. And he'll be out right at the 35. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
On 2nd down, here's the option. Uses the stiff arm. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the first down. That may be a sneak peek on this opening drive of what this young rookie can showcase, his legs.
And normally, as you start a game, you're just thinking, can he get the snap? Can he hand off? Can he just execute? Instead, he doesn't waste any time on wrapping another dimension to his game, showing off those wheels, and picking up some nice yardage.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Lance going to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. To throw, it's Lance. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Lance now on 1st down. This is Shenault on the receiving end. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain 2. Here's Lance. His throw incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. It's Shaq Lawson who worked his way in there to get him down. And Gay knocks this one through, and the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Jakeem Grant now to return. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Rams offense ready. They're backed up to start their initial drive. They'll be led by the Heisman finalist from a season ago, the rookie from Alabama, Mac Jones.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
Now Jones. And Rudolph has it left side. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
The coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end. Let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Caleb Chason in there to bury him for a loss of 11. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Let's go. Let's do this.
The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. From midfield, here's Lance. That's going to be caught. It's Chenault. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. And nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. They'll run it here. This is James White. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. He's going to go up top for the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. The LA defense up to snuff in coverage there. Pushes this to 4th down. Gay's kick is good. And thanks to his safety and 2 field goals, this is now an 8-0 game. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. Throwing Jones. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Jabal Sheard wreaking the defensive havoc. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Now that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Jones going out wide, finds Chubb.
Nick Chubb saw his role kind of diminish in the passing game last year's receptions went down from 36 to just 16, but let's be fair about this. He missed some time with a knee injury, and he also had Kareem Hunt in the backfield, who absorbed a lot of catches along the way. He's more than capable of adding to their passing game.
5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, but it looks like a Buccaneer was able to corral it. Yes, the Bucs have it. Tampa Bay keeps the possession.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Going deep here for Parker. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. He juked him. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
8 yards to go on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Jones. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Chase Claypool, the intended target. And it's 3rd down. In trouble, and he's taken down. Tyus Bowser drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Back now comes Tampa Bay. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Throwing on first down is Lance. And a dump off to White. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. An option handoff given to Connor. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. First down Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed play route.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. One quarter down, 8-0 the score. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now Lance on the option right. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
He was brought down to the 26. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Lance looking for the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Laviska Shenault, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Able to complete this to Shenault. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. Lance looking to throw it. And the timing a bit off that time as Evan falls to the ground. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd and goal. On play action, Lance. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Foya Sane Aluakin coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Here's Lance to throw it. Under pressure, they got him again. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
A 36-yard out.
And Gay knocks this one through. And that will extend the lead to 11-0. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals. but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? You know, shorter drops? Maybe they do something different with their pass blocking and their protection schemes. Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much, not if you intend to win.
Yeah, I know they'd like to erase that video and those 4 sacks that they've seen so far. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Chubb, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. The Rams on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Fielded just inside the 20. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime and make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
On 2nd down, they'll run with White. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
First down, Buccaneers.
Here's Conner on the read option. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Working from the gun, Lance. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Lance. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And he is going to have the Buccaneers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. On 1st down, Lance. It's caught. This is White. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he hauls it in for a Buccaneer touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his 2nd touchdown on the season as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Well, for Trey Lance, not only was he the youngest quarterback in the 2021 draft class, but many say he had the strongest arm too, and he showed it off here.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh no. and their worst fears won't realize is that one turned into a long touchdown.
Yeah, the next-gen stats showing that at an even 57 yards through the air. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and the lead is up to 18 now. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Jones on third down. He's going deep for Brown. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Nifty move. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They lead things here as they start 1st and 10, trying to get rid of that bad taste in their mouth from the loss last week to the Atlanta Falcons. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
And Lance now to throw. Open receiver here, complete. It's Parker. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
From the 24, Lance over the middle. He's got Chenault. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Laviska Chenault, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Laviska Chenault, the intended target, but now it's 3rd and goal.
It's 3rd down and goal from the 8-yard line.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Trey Lance with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bucs are able to add on to their first half lead. So on 3rd down, they dialed up the draw play. It worked, got him in the end zone.
As one of our colleagues likes to say, calling the draw, everyone wants to yell all the time when the draw doesn't work, like what kind of play call was that? but it takes a little bit of fortitude to do that, and because you may catch them with the element of surprise and hit it, and in this case, they hit it for pay dirt.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it was Trey Lance taking it in himself to cap the drive with a touchdown run. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. This is Jakeem Grant. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Jones. And he fires one incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. Back to throw again. And that is incomplete. Chase Claypool, the intended target. And that takes us from second to third down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down. Here's Riley Dixon now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. Screen pass to Connor. And some space here. Oh, some strong running. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
First down, Tampa Bay.
He's not going to get me. 48 for Mike.
Throwing now is Lance. This is White on the screen. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Again, it's Lance. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. Shotgun now for Lance. And this is going to be incomplete.
Buccaneers field goal. A 53-yard attempt.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
The Rams going to take over late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. So good field position for the Rams as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Now Jones. And that'll be incomplete. Chase Claypool, the intended target. And it's second down.
It's second down and 10.
Back to throw. Jones. And a reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Jones now on 1st and 10. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
On 2nd and 10. Jones, quick slant, finding Claypool. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Open man right side is Ingram. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. Throwing Jones. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for Tampa Bay. And it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Rams, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the rookie Aaron Stokes. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And that one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. You come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
They start the drive with Cotter. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. To throw, it's Lance. And that almost their first INT of the ballgame. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. Throwing his Lance on third down. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up fourth down. And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away.
Let's go.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some time.
A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. Prime example there of how his height can be an advantage. It makes it tough on some of these smaller defensive backs.
When they try and go through that type of a receiver to get the football, oftentimes that big body, that frame will block them away. And whether the receiver has to elevate or extend, now he has a clear path to the football with the defender usually on his back.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Looking to throw. Jones. Sideline pass. That's complete to Ingram. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, second down. A give. This is Chubb. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Back to throw. Jones. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Hollywood, Marquise Brown. His second touchdown on the season. And the Rams are able to cut into this lead. Obviously, the scoreboard right now is not the friend of this rookie quarterback. But, hey, a touchdown pass there maybe builds a little confidence.
Every rep is valuable when you're a rookie. Every time you step up and throw the football, there's a lesson to be learned. Yeah, he took advantage of a little bit of loose coverage there with the lead. But at the same time, got it done. And it'll take a little bit of satisfaction away from that throw.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Lance. Flush to his right, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On the handoff, Connor, and this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for third down. Lance going to throw. That's complete to his running back, Connor. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves, that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. L.A. readies for its next possession. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball that cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back.
Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor. Now they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high so they can keep cutting into that lead.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They run it again with Chubb. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. A run for Nick Chubb. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
It's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Looking to throw. Jones. Going to look deep for Jeffrey. And this is caught. Touchdown, Alshon Jeffrey. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Rams are able to draw a bit closer. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You can see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And boy, it was pretty.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Here's Lance. Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Linval Joseph picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
A hole to dig out of here. 2nd and 17. Another try after the first down sack. Lance. This is Chenault on the receiving end. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Throwing on first down is Lance. That'll be caught right side. Chenault with it. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That one good for 37 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10 is Connor. Ooh, the juke. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
Let's go.
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Then he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, he's eating up a good chunk of the 3rd quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
Working from the gun, Lance. Escaping the and he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Trey Lance, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Jones. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
He steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. From the gun, Jones.
And down he goes, a Buccaneers sack. Tyus Bowser able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Here's Riley Dixon now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the fourth. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. From midfield, here's Lance. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as he's on to kick it away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. The Rams on 3rd down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 10. He's got Jeffrey. The 30, 20, touchdown, LA. Alshon Jeffrey, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Rams have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points, but he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down with this deficit. He might need to score a couple of more times to give them a chance.
McManus's point after is good, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And, you know, they're still very much in the driver's seat, but this second half, this offense has not looked as crisp as the first half, and now with a touchdown that just happened against them, I don't know, things are a little more interesting right now.
And so often in games, we talk about a defense picking up for their offense. I think in this case, this offense needs to pick up for their defense. Let them get some rest on the sidelines now, since they just gave up a score. And as you noted, they need to get that crispness back from the first half. They need a big drive here.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Lance going deep here for Parker. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. He was looking to get it to Parker again. Lance looking to throw it, but now it's 3rd down. Connection made with Chenault. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. Here's Jones on first down. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Milton Williams in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Grant. 40 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 14.
Operating from the gun. Jones. This will be caught by Brown. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. On play action, Lance. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And Lance now to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Had Freiermuth the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
On the draw, Connor looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Lance. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
We'll go as a 42, making a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And the Rams getting set to go now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wind up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Jabal Sheard picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. And down he goes. goes, a Buccaneers sack. Tyus Bowser getting him once again his third sack of the afternoon. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on fourth down. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. So they really needed points here in a two-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. And
he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Linval Joseph able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Another try after the first down sack. Lance. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Shotgun now for Lance. Eluding the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a fourth down situation. Gay's kick is good. And that will get the lead up to 14. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the fourth.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Now Jones. And he can't escape him. Down he goes. Jabal Sheard able to record his 5th sack of the season. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. But down 2 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to go for it. They must have thought they had a play to dial up that they could get it, and it didn't work out.
They must have thought, as you pointed out, they had a play, and they were probably looking at the number of possessions that they thought were left in the game. And down 2 scores, they must have felt like they couldn't risk not taking a shot here and giving up that chance.
On 1st down, it's Connor. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Lance to throw it. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. The Rams go nickel here defensively on third. We'll check on his status when we get back.
An option handoff given to Connor.
And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage.
Let's go.
The stop troops, the defensive guys, they've got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
Now Lance.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Shaq Lawson in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. On 2nd down now. It's Connor. This carry, despite the extra effort, will be stopped short of the 10. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
Tough assignment here. 3rd and goal from the 12.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. And Gay knocks this one through. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. L.A. set to take over again on offense.
They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?"
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes.
Jabal Sheard in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. This into the hands of Jeffrey.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Pass complete to Chubb.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Under pressure, and down he goes. Tyus Bowser able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Into the hands of Ingram. And he will get a good amount of yardage back on 2nd down, but the clock still runs.
The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. Victory formation now for the Buccaneers. Down to a knee they go. So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree. Matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for the Bucs, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to New England to take on the Patriots. Meanwhile, for Los Angeles, they'll fall to 1-2, and they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals.